Okay, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, I guess, whenever you're deciding to do this on Wednesday. Um, you'll notice up here the next page in our book that we're going to be working from is 233 and 234. It goes to 5.4. The reason it's going to 5.4 is 5.3 is basically background information on graphs. So before I get to this page, I'm going to just give a brief kind of overview of how graphs work for the most part. So you start with a question, and now that question usually has to have a limit of choices or something you're graphing. Okay, so if you were going to say, what is your favorite pet, you would have to kind of give your audience or who you're asking, and when you're asking, that's a survey, choices. You would say, do you like kitty cats or dogs or fish or gerbils or lizards? So you're giving these choices to who you're asking. You're going to give them these choices, and from these choices you'll get answers. So you'll get answers and you'll get information from the data. The information is based on the answers. An example of the information would be that if you asked 20 kids, 4 of those, back up to here, liked cats, 5 of those liked dogs, 2 of those liked fish, 4 of those liked gerbils, and then let's see, 9, 11, that'd be 15, then 5 kids end up liking lizards. So you're taking that information you have, and really what it is is you're taking the information, which is basically just called data. It's a fancy word for information, and you're organizing that. And 2 common ways to organize that would be through the picture graphs or bar graphs. So again, the 2 that we're going to spend most time talking about in this unit 5, is going to be picture graphs, which use pictures, and bar graphs, which use bars. The bars can go over, those are called horizontal bar graphs, or they can go up, called vertical bar graphs. Picture graphs are sometimes called pictographs. Okay, so now 5.4 is using picture graphs. Read the picture graph, write the number, ring more or fewer. So I'm going to do a couple with you, and then you can do the rest on your own. These are pretty basic, but getting started here, Carla has how many more or fewer balloons than Peter? So over here you can kind of think about these. You don't have to write these down, but you can think about these as compare bar type problems. But comparing here, Carla and Peter, here's Carla's, here's Peter's. Carla first, without even counting, I can just say Carla for sure has more. And then I would go back and I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then Peter has 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can kind of think about this as a count up or subtraction problem. 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. Or I can just kind of look at the 2 amounts and say he has, or Carla rather, she has 1, 2, 3 more balloons. Then I'll let you do number 2 on your own, and I'll skip down and we'll do number 4 down here. If Sam gives away how many leaves, he will have as many leaves as Marco has. So I'm just going to look at Sam and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to put an 8 above Sam just to help me understand that problem a little bit. And then for Marco, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So if Sam, that has 8, gives away how many leaves, he will have as many leaves as Marco has. So in order for 8 to be equal to 6, I would have to take away, looking at these two people, Sam's and Marco's, I would have to take away these 2 leaves. So the answer would be 2. Okay. Again, this is kind of combining some story problems with using information from the graphs. So number 5, how many apples did Mrs. Reed buy altogether? I would look at the total of all of these. Number 6, there are 2 green apples, 1 yellow apple, and 1 red apple in a bowl. The rest are in Mrs. Reed's bag. How many apples are in the bag? So an easy way to do would be to first solve this one. That would give you the total, and then how many are in a bowl. That 2 plus that 1 plus that 1, and I'll probably let you solve that one on your own. I think you can manage that. And then down here, let's see, the picture graph shows the number of books that 4 children read. 2 children read 6 books altogether. Who are the 2 children? So you're looking over here, and which 2 of these can I grab to make 6? Okay, so again, I think I'm going to let you do these on your own. They don't look too difficult, and I'll share the answers with you after you're going to pause this video right now. You should be.
I heard that. I did.
Okay, so here is the answers to pages 233 and 234. Number 1, Carla has 3 more balloons than Peter, and again, 1, 2, 3 is an easy way to get that answer. Hannah has 2 fewer balloons than Carla. Comparing Hannah and Carla, Hannah would have to have 1, 2 to have as many as Carla. And then I can also think about that as 7 is 2 more than 5. When I'm doing picture graphs and bar graphs, I usually prefer to deal with numbers. So I'll write numbers next to the pictures just to help me out a little bit. To 3 and 4, Amari needs 4 more leaves to have as many as Sam has. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 4 would be that 8. If Sam gives away 2 leaves, he will have as many leaves as Marco has, and that answer is 2. I already talked about that one. To the other side here, this picture graph shows the number of apples Mrs. Reed bought at the store. How many apples did Mrs. Reed buy all together? So regardless of color, I would just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. Now I'm going to take that total for the next problem. There are 2 green apples, 1 yellow apple, and 1 red apple in the bowl. The rest are in Mrs. Reed's bag. How many apples are in the bag? So I'm going to take that total, which is 8, and I'm going to think about this as being a part-part total. These are in the bag, these are in the bowl. It tells me 2 plus 1 plus 1 are in the bowl. That would be 4. I'm going to take that 4 away from the total to get the amount that's in the bag. That number is 4. So my answer is 4. Down here, last couple ones. Number 7, 2 children read 6 books altogether. Who are the 2 children? And all I did is I wrote the numbers here, and I just kind of did a guess and check in my mind. I know that I couldn't put 3 together with 2 to get 5. So the only ones that would work would be this 2 here and this 4 here, and that is Janice and Ray. Again, number 8, we're using the total amount of books. Once again, 2 of the books the children read are about cars and 2 books are about trains. The rest of the books are about animals. How many books are about animals? So I first had to get my total number of books, so I had to go to the graph here and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's where I'm getting my total number of books. And then the other information I have in this problem is that 2 of the books are about cars, 2 are about trains. So the 2 parts are cars and trains and animals. So if I put the cars and trains together, that is going to be 2 and 2 is 4. If I take this part away from my total, 10 minus 4, I'm going to get animal books, which is going to be 6. And that's it for today. Have a good day.